Hey whiskey friends, welcome to the Whiskey Study. We're going to do another video. We're going to continue on the same theme we were doing before, which is basically we're in quarantine, we're in lockdown, we've got our whiskey collection, whether it's 2 or 3 bottles or 203 bottles. But no matter what it is, it might start getting a little tired, a little boring because you're stuck with the same collection. Maybe you're used to going out every other week or several times a week with some of you guys. And get new bottles and new things to try. And now, for the first time, we're kind of stuck with the same stuff, no matter how good it is. So we're going to talk about some ways we can take the bottles we're used to out of our collection, the normal stuff, and try it and taste it in a different way. So we'll get going. Now, one of the best ways to taste a whiskey that you're used to in a different way is to pair it with something else. But again, we're kind of stuck there too because we can't just go out to the store and find things to pair with our whiskeys. So we're going to try to find some things that are probably around everybody's house anyways. And one of my favorite things to pair with a whiskey is chocolate. So I've got nice chocolates that I keep on hand. I like these Ghirardelli, and the 86% cocoa is my favorite. This pack also comes with 72 and 60. But again, you can't just go out and get this stuff. So you can scour through your closets, in your cabinets, and your pantries. If you're not used to using dark chocolates, then I don't recommend going to the dark chocolate. Don't go for the 86 or the 92s or even the 72 to start with. Start closer with something you're used to. Most everybody's used to eating just a straight Hershey's milk chocolate candy bar. And that's a great thing to start with. If you eat chocolate every so often, once a week, once a day, every meal, we're in America, then you might want to step it up to something a little bit more bitter, because bitter is what you're after. So this is the Special Dark. It's a Hershey's bar. It's just a little bit darker. It's got a little bit more of that cocoa in it than the normal Hershey milk chocolate bar. If you don't have candy around the house, if you look through your cabinet and somebody in the house bakes baker's chocolate. Now this is a semi-sweet baker's chocolate. So this is a great thing to do because it's basically kind of like a dark chocolate. If you find baker's chocolate and it's unsweetened, stay away. Don't even taste it. It's horrible, worst experience ever. It might look like a candy bar. It might even have the Hershey's look to it. Don't be fooled. If it's unsweetened completely, that's not what you want. Of course, you got the full-size candy bars. But again, you might not have some nice dark chocolates around the house already. There's other things you can look for. What we're looking for is the dark bitterness of the chocolate. So there's another place that I found some dark bitter chocolate flavor, and that's in the Oreos. Because Oreos are great because in an Oreo cookie you've got that super sweet creamy middle, and then you got this bitter chocolate outside. Now there's probably other things in your kitchen. Experiment with things, but what we're looking for here is for the chocolate pairing is something with a dark bitter flavor. But anything will do. Chocolate syrup, chocolate powder, whatever you have, root around, find something, and then we'll work. All right, so I decided I'm going to use this bourbon. You can grab anything you want. Try them all. You're not driving anywhere, right? We're all stuck in the house. So this is the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Nice bourbon. It's got a lot of oak flavor to it. Now what I'm going to do is just put a little of the oak, double oaked in there. I like snifters. Any glass will do. Anything you got. And I was looking for my water, but I don't have it. There it is. Hold on a second. When I'm doing tastings, I like to do a little water. If you are absolutely against putting water in your whiskey, that's fine. But again, we're going to do some experiments. We're going to mess around with this a little bit. I think you can get a little bit more flavor from your whiskey when you're trying to really dial it in by adding a little bit of water. So I'm going to put just a little bit in this. This is what I like to do. I recommend give it a try. And if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. So, a lot of vanilla, a lot of oak in this one, double oak, this Woodford. This is a good solid whiskey. So, I'm going to use the Oreo. Got the dark chocolate. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our flavor palette, our tongue and our mouth, and we're going to coat it with a bitter, dark flavor in the form of the bitter chocolate. This, in my case, in this cookie. You might be using something else. So I'm going to eat it, I'm going to chew it up, and I'm going to let my mind, my tongue get used to that bitterness. And then I'm going to taste the whiskey again on top of the bitterness. So have a little whiskey. I'm not using the creamy sweet part, I'm using the bitter chocolatey part. Then we want that dark flavor in my mouth. And your tongue kind of gets used to that bitterness. And then when you add a new flavor on top of something that it's used to, in this case sort of a bitter dark chocolate flavor, I'll be able to taste the whiskey a little bit different. I'm letting this take my time, make sure those flavors get all over my mouth, down the back of my throat, and then I'll taste a little whiskey on top. Now right away, I notice the alcohol is a little bit more strong because there is a sweetness in there. And when you drink alcohol on top of sweet things, sometimes the alcohol jumps out. But then the sweetness comes out. Again, my brain sort of got used to that bitterness of the dark chocolate flavor. Really gets sweet. Even smells different with the bitters in there. It basically gives me a whole new experience with this same old whiskey that I've been sipping. So try it with different things. Try it with some different chocolates. I'm going to go in with a bitter chocolate now. Experiment with what you have around the house. It's really neat that different types of foods, different types of things you can pair with a whiskey bring out different aspects of that whiskey. In the case of something bitter, like a dark chocolate, brings out the sweetness of a whiskey. Great way to take a whiskey you're used to, whiskey you're familiar with, and taste it a little bit different, and get a little bit different experience from it. So, cheers.